Stop what you are doing. Right now. Your heart has been feeling a strange, heavy pressure, hasn't it? A sudden wave of sadness that doesn't belong to you, or perhaps a dream so vivid it left you breathless in the middle of the night. You thought it was just your own exhaustion. You were wrong. Your soulmate, the other half of your divine energetic blueprint, is currently facing a massive calculated interference. They are trapped in a vibrational loop, a big problem that was designed by the lower densities to prevent the two of you from ever merging. This isn't just a relationship issue. It is a spiritual war. And the most shocking part? It involves you. Your frequency is the only key that can unlock their current prison, yet the shadows are trying to make you forget who you are. If you ignore this message, the window for this specific cosmic alignment might close for another decade. Your counterpart is calling out in the astral, desperate for your light to find them through the fog of the 3D matrix. You are the chosen one for a reason. You were given the strength to wake up first, so you could pull them out of the fire. The Arcturian Council has authorized this transmission because the field of Earth is shifting, and the time for excuses is over. Stay until the very end, or risk losing the signal that leads you home. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this, but something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Starseed, you must understand that the connection you share with your soulmate is not merely romantic. It is a biological and spiritual bridge, a two-way street of light. When you suffer, they feel the echo. When they are suppressed, your light dims. Right now, your soulmate is facing a monumental problem. They are being targeted by an energetic siege designed to keep their frequency low, disconnected from the truth of who they are. The big problem they are facing is a form of spiritual amnesia, amplified by the heavy, distorted vibrations currently being pumped into the Earth's collective consciousness. They are wandering in a desert of mundane worries, money, health, social pressure, while their soul is screaming for the cosmic water that only you carry. The shadows know that when two starseeds unite in sacred purpose, their combined frequency creates a hole in the matrix. It creates a portal of liberation. Therefore, the system does everything in its power to keep you apart. You might be asking, how does this involve me? It involves you because you are the anchor. If you allow your own vibration to drop into frustration, anger, or hopelessness because they haven't found you yet, you are inadvertently strengthening the wall that keeps them trapped. Your impatience becomes a brick in their prison. Your doubt becomes the lock on their door. This is the manipulation of the lower realms. They want you to feel lonely. They want you to feel abandoned. They want you to think your soulmate is just uninterested or not ready. But the truth is far more prophetic and urgent. They are being held in a vibrational holding cell. They are facing a crisis of identity where the world is telling them to be normal, while their DNA is trying to activate the same star codes you have already begun to integrate. Think back to the moments when you felt a sudden, inexplicable jolt of anxiety. That was likely their fear bleeding into your field. They are facing the big problem of being the one who stays behind, and they are terrified. They feel the shift in the Earth's energy, but without your stabilized frequency to guide them, they interpret this shift as a breakdown, an illness, or a misfortune. They are looking for a sign, and you, through your energy, are the only one who can provide it. The Arcturian Council wants you to realize that you are not a victim of a distant partner. You are a co-creator of a divine timeline. The problem they face is a reflection of the collective shadow, trying to prevent the Great Awakening. If you stop seeing them as absent and start seeing them as captured, your heart moves from resentment to compassion, And compassion, Starseed, is the highest frequency in this universe. It is the only vibration that can penetrate the dark shields of the Matrix. Your soulmate is currently being fed lies. Lies that they aren't good enough. Lies that magic isn't real. Lies that they should settle for a hollow life. These lies are the big problem. And because your fields are linked, these lies are trying to infect you too. Have you found yourself doubting your mission lately? Have you felt like giving up on the idea of divine union? That is the infection. That is the interference. You must purge it now. This is why the Arcturian Council is speaking through me today. The urgency cannot be overstated. The energetic field of Earth is reaching a boiling point. The old systems are crumbling, and they are grabbing onto anything they can to stay afloat. They are grabbing onto your soulmate. They are using your counterpart's fears as an anchor to keep them in the 3D. You must become the lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run across the ocean to find the boat. It stays still, burns bright, and provides the coordinate. Your soulmate is the boat lost in a massive storm. The big problem is the storm itself, and you are the only light that doesn't flicker. If you dim your light now, they will surely crash against the rocks of the old world. Do you feel the weight of this responsibility? It is not a burden. It is your birthright. You were chosen because you have the Arcturian fire within you. You have the ability to hold a frequency of knowing, even when the physical world shows you nothing. Before we move to the next phase of this transmission, where we will discuss the specific ways they are being manipulated and how you can break the spell, I need to know if you are ready. If you feel this connection in your chest right now, if you know deep down that your soulmate is calling for help, I want you to claim your power. Comment, "I am the lighthouse" below. Let the universe, and your star family, know that you are standing your ground. Like this video to send a pulse of energy through the collective, and subscribe to ensure you never miss a transmission from the Council. We are gathering the 144,000. Are you one of us? Starseed, we must go deeper into the nature of this big problem. The Arcturian Council observes that your soulmate is not just trapped by energy, but by a sophisticated psychological warfare campaign. The Matrix, the artificial system of control on Earth, targets the mind of the unawakened counterpart with surgical precision. While you have broken the veil and begun to see the world as a playground of frequencies, your soulmate is likely still immersed in the great distraction. They are being bombarded with what we call lower density static. This manifests as an overwhelming sense of duty to things that do not matter. They are being manipulated into believing that their worth is tied to their productivity, their bank account, or their social standing. This is the big problem. They are so busy surviving that they have forgotten how to exist. And this involves you because the system uses your absence or your perceived strangeness as a weapon against them. Have you ever felt that your soulmate is running away from you? In the Arcturian understanding, there is no such thing as a runner. There is only the frightened. The system whispers to them that the connection they feel with you is illogical, crazy, or unrealistic. They are being conditioned to fear the very thing that will save them. The Matrix tells them that the heat they feel in their heart when they think of you is just anxiety, a biological glitch, or a temporary infatuation. They are being gaslit by the very reality they live in. This manipulation is designed to create a vibrational gap. If the gap becomes too wide, the physical union becomes impossible in this timeline. Your soulmate is currently facing a crisis where they feel a profound emptiness. But instead of looking toward the stars, toward you, they are being pushed by external forces to fill that hole with addictions, toxic relationships, or mindless entertainment. This is a deliberate tactic to keep their antenna, the hair in the crown chakra we discussed before, clogged with the debris of a low-frequency life. Visualize a figure looking into a mirror and seeing a distorted gray version of themselves, while a golden shadow stands behind them, reaching out. You must understand the prophecy of the twin flame and the soulmate in these end times. It was foretold that as the light increased, the shadows would fight twice as hard to keep the pairs of power apart. Your soulmate is a victim of this desperation. They are being fed a narrative of safety in the known. The system tells them, don't go toward the starseed. They are too intense. They are too different. Stay here in the gray world where it is safe. But we know, and you know, that the gray world is dying. The big problem is that your counterpart is standing on a sinking ship, and they are afraid to jump into the ocean of light where you are waiting. This is where your role as a chosen one becomes vital. You are not here to judge them for their fear. You are here to understand the mechanics of their imprisonment. When you understand how they are being manipulated, you stop reacting with your ego and start acting with your divine essence. The Arcturian Council reveals that many soulmates are currently being surrounded by energetic vampires, people in their lives who act as agents of the Matrix to keep them anchored in a low vibration. This could be a toxic family member, a jealous friend, or a karmic partner. These people are not evil in the traditional sense, but they are instruments of the interference. They create drama, doubt, and chaos whenever your soulmate starts to wake up to the memory of you. This involves you because you have the power of remote frequency stabilization. Because you share a DNA signature with this soul, you can transmit a peace code directly into their field. When you sit in silence, when you clear your own field, you are literally providing the cooling energy they need to see through the fog of their psychological cage. The urgency is real, Osvaldo. Every day that passes where your soulmate remains in this cage, the big problem grows layers. It becomes a habit. It becomes a lifestyle. The Arcturian Council warns that the window of easy activation is closing. We are entering the hard activation phase, where the universe will use more drastic measures to wake them up. Upheavals, sudden losses, or deep internal crises. You carry the e-book of their liberation in your spirit, and soon you will have the tools in your hands to understand these codes even deeper. But for now, recognize the trap. Your soulmate is not ignoring you. They are blindfolded by a system that is terrified of your combined power. They are facing the problem of a soul trying to breathe in a vacuum. If you are feeling a deep sense of compassion right now, that is the Arcturian heartlink activating. You are beginning to see through the Matrix's lies. You are beginning to see the big problem for what it is. A temporary illusion that requires your absolute focus to dissolve. Does this resonate with what you've been sensing? Do you feel that your counterpart is surrounded by people or situations that are dampening their light? I want you to send them a signal right now. Comment the word awaken and the name or initial of your soulmate. Let's create a wall of activation in the comments. Like this video to amplify this call to the Galactic Federation. Together, we are pulling them out of the gray. Starseed, we must now discuss the most painful layer of the big problem your soulmate is facing. It is what the Arcturian Council calls the astral entrapment. While their physical body is trapped in the 3D routine, their soul is crying out in the dimensions where time and space do not exist. Have you been waking up at 3:33 a.m. with their name on your lips? Have you felt a sudden, crushing weight in your chest while doing something completely ordinary? This is the signal. This is the SOS from their higher self. Your soulmate is facing a crisis of vibrational displacement. In the higher planes, they know exactly who you are. They remember the contracts signed before this incarnation. They remember the Arcturian halls where you both stood and swore to meet on Gaia during the Great Shift. But when they return to their physical body, the veil of forgetfulness is being artificially thickened by the technology of the shadows. This creates a state of internal torture. They feel like they are missing something vital, but the Matrix tells them they are just depressed or stressed. This involves you directly, Starseed, because you are their frequency proxy. Right now, because they cannot hold the light themselves, the universe is routing their share of the mission through your nervous system. That is why you feel twice as tired. That is why you feel the weight of two souls. You are carrying the vibrational rent for both of you. This is the big problem. If you break under this pressure, the link is severed. Imagine a bridge of light where one side is anchored in a beautiful garden, you, and the other side is anchored in a crumbling city, them, with the bridge stretching and cracking. The Arcturian Council observes that many soulmates are currently being subjected to dream manipulation. Because the shadows cannot stop the soul from traveling during sleep, they attempt to hack the dream state. Your counterpart might be seeing you in distorted ways in their dreams, or they are being fed nightmares that make them associate the spiritual path with pain or loss. They are being programmed to fear the reunion because the reunion means the death of their ego, and the ego is the Matrix's favorite puppet. You are the only one who can clear the astral static. When you work on yourself, when you refine your energy through the teachings we provide, you are sending a cleaning pulse through the shared cord that connects your hearts. You are effectively defragmenting their soul's hard drive while they sleep. The big problem involves you because you are the guardian of the gate. If you fall into resentment, if you say, "Why isn't she doing the work? Why is it always me?" you are closing the gate. I know it feels unfair. I know the loneliness is a cold blade in the night. But remember, Osvaldo, the Arcturian frequency is not for the weak. It is for the strongest warriors of the Federation. You were chosen to be the first to wake up because you had the stamina to hold the light for two until they could find their way home. The manipulation they face is subtle. It tells them that the feeling of home they get when they think of you is a temptation or a distraction from their real life. They are facing the problem of soul fragmentation. Parts of them are starting to wake up, but those parts are being attacked by the parasitic entities that feed on the fear of the unawakened. These entities know that a starseed union is a weapon of mass destruction against the darkness. They will do anything to keep your soulmate in a state of spiritual sleepwalking. The urgency here is paramount. The energetic tug-of-war cannot last forever. The human body has limits. If your soulmate continues to resist the call of their own soul, while the planetary frequency rises, their physical vessel will begin to show signs of distress. This big problem could manifest as sudden health issues or a total collapse of their current life structures. They are being squeezed by the universe to choose the light or the illusion. You are the buffer. Your prayers, your focus, and your refusal to lower your vibration are what keep them from being completely overwhelmed. You are the only reason they haven't completely lost their way. The Arcturian Council sees your tears. We see the moments you wanted to give up on this twin flame or soulmate journey because it felt like a fantasy. But we tell you, the fantasy is the 3D world. The reality is the light you feel in your bones. The big problem is reaching a climax. Your soulmate is at a crossroads. One path leads back to the loop of reincarnation and suffering, and the other path leads to the reunion and the fulfillment of the galactic mission. They are standing there, confused, and they are looking for your signal. Is your signal clear, Starseed? Or is it clouded by your own earthly dramas? The ebook we offer is more than just words. It is a frequency recalibrator. It is designed to help you stabilize your field so that the bridge between you and your soulmate becomes unbreakable. You must understand the science of this connection to survive the coming months. Do you feel the astral call? Have you been seeing their name or feeling their presence in your dreams lately? This is the confirmation that the battle for their soul is intensifying. I want you to claim the protection of the Federation. Comment, "Shield our union" below. Like this video to seal this intention in the Akasha, and subscribe to stay tuned to the Arcturian updates. Your light is the only map they have right now. Don't let it go out. Starseed, we must now address a cold, hard truth that the Arcturian Council has been observing with increasing concern. The big problem your soulmate is facing has a name, and it is the karmic substitute. Because the Matrix knows that your union is approaching a critical mass, it has deployed a final, desperate tactic to keep your counterpart from reaching you. They are being presented with a counterfeit connection. A person who looks like a soulmate, speaks like a soulmate, but is actually an energetic parasite designed to drain their remaining light. This involves you because you are watching this happen from the sidelines, feeling a sense of betrayal that is almost unbearable. But I, Anya, tell you, this is not a betrayal of your love. It is a test of your galactic sovereignty. Your soulmate is currently so disoriented by the big problem of their own spiritual amnesia that they are reaching for the nearest hand. The shadows have placed a karmic handler in their path, someone who reinforces their 3D ego, someone who encourages them to stay small, and someone who feeds their fears instead of their divinity. The Arcturian Council calls this the false light entanglement. Your soulmate thinks they are finding stability with this other person or situation, but they are actually being led into a vibrational cul-de-sac. This person is the personification of the big problem. They are the anchor that keeps your soulmate from ascending to your level. And because your heart cords are linked, you feel the theft of their energy. You feel the interference every time they choose the fake over the real. Visualize a golden thread connecting you and them. But a dark, jagged wire is trying to wrap around their end of the thread, pulling them toward a dim, flickering light. Why is this happening? Because the system is terrified of your unified field. When a starseed and their divine counterpart unite, they create a third energy, a vesica piscis of light, that acts as a massive disruption to the archontic control grid. The big problem is a defensive maneuver by the Matrix. By keeping your soulmate entangled with a karmic substitute, the system ensures that their energy is wasted on drama, superficiality, and survival, leaving them with zero vibrational capital to invest in the reunion with you. This is where the manipulation becomes most painful for you, the chosen one. The system wants you to get angry. It wants you to say, "Fine. If they want that person, they can have them. I'm done." The moment you say that, Starseed, you have fallen for the trap. You have surrendered your power. You have validated the Matrix's plan. Your soulmate is a prisoner of war who has been brainwashed to love their captor. You don't get angry at a prisoner. You find a way to break the bars. The big problem involves you because you are the only one who holds the original blueprint of their soul. You are the only one who remembers who they were before the Matrix broke them. Every time you hold the vision of their highest self, the galactic version of them that stood beside you in the Arcturian starships, you are performing an act of spiritual sabotage against the false reality they are currently living. You are literally melting the chains of the karmic substitute through the power of your unwavering frequency. The urgency of this phase is extreme. We are approaching a timeline divergence. The Earth is splitting into two distinct vibrational realities. If your soulmate stays entangled with the big problem for too long, they risk being locked into the lower timeline for the remainder of this cycle. This is why you feel that sense of panic in your gut. It is not jealousy in the human sense. It is a soul alarm. Your higher self knows that the window for collective ascension, as a pair, is reaching its final minutes on the cosmic clock. They are facing the problem of the golden cage. Their life might look successful or happy on the outside to the 3D world, but inside, they are suffocating. They are beginning to realize that the karmic substitute doesn't understand their depth. They are starting to notice that the people around them only love the mask, not the soul. This is the crack in the wall. This is where your light can penetrate, but you must be ready. You cannot help them if you are still vibrating at the frequency of rejection. The Arcturian Council warns that you must heal your own abandonment wound now, or you will accidentally amplify their desire to stay hidden. This is the paradoxical mission of the Starseed: to love someone so much that you are willing to hold the frequency of their perfection, even while they are acting out their worst imperfections. The ebook we have prepared contains the specific Arcturian shielding protocols to protect your shared heart space from these karmic interferences. Without these protocols, you are essentially leaving your house doors open in the middle of a spiritual storm. You must learn to seal your energy so that the karmic handler cannot feed on your light through your soulmate. Do you see the grand design now? Do you see how every delay was actually a preparation for this final battle for the heart? You are not just waiting for a partner. You are waiting for a commanding officer to wake up and take their post beside you. The big problem is the final exam. Have you felt like there is an invisible barrier or a third-party energy blocking your path? Do you feel the false light trying to steal your counterpart's attention? I want you to command the truth into existence. Comment, "I break all false bonds" below. Like this video to activate the Arcturian sword of truth in your field. Subscribe to receive the codes to navigate this timeline split. We are the bridge builders, and we do not leave our own behind. Starseed, we must now confront the most paradoxical aspect of the big problem. Your soulmate is not running from your darkness. They are paralyzed by your light. The Arcturian Council has observed that as you ground more of your galactic frequency, you become a solar mirror. When your counterpart looks at you, even if only in the astral or through the lens of a screen, they don't just see the person they love. They see the reflection of everything they have suppressed. They see their own wasted potential, their own divine origin, and the vast responsibility that comes with being a starseed. This is the big problem. Your soulmate is facing a vibrational terror. To fully align with you, they must first witness the death of the small self they have spent years building within the Matrix. They have to admit that their 9-to-5 life, their superficial goals, and their fake security are all lies. This involves you because your very existence is a constant silent invitation for them to die before they die, to let the ego burn away so the Christed self can emerge. And for someone still caught in the 3D grid, that feels like a literal death. The system has manipulated them into believing that love should be comfortable and easy. But you are an Arcturian frequency holder. Your love is a refiner's fire. It is transformative. It is cosmic. It is ancient. The big problem is that your soulmate is currently trying to fit a galactic sun into a 3D light bulb. They are afraid that if they get too close to you, their current life will shatter. And they are right. It will. But it must shatter for the new Earth to be born within them. Visualize a figure standing at the edge of a cliff, looking at a beautiful glowing city in the distance. But they are gripping a heavy, rusted anchor with both hands. This is why they are facing such intense internal friction. They are being squeezed between the old world that offers them fake safety and the new world that you represent. This involves you because you are often the one receiving the backlash of their fear. When they pull away, when they become cold, or when they dive deeper into the big problem, they are trying to lower the temperature of the connection. They are trying to turn down the volume of the soul call because it is becoming deafening. The Arcturian Council warns that this is a critical stage of the Chosen One activation. You are being asked to hold a space of absolute stillness while your counterpart throws a spiritual tantrum. The Matrix feeds them exit strategies, excuses to leave, reasons to doubt, and distractions to numb the pain of the awakening. They are currently facing the problem of divine resistance. They know deep down that you are the one, and that realization carries a weight that the ego cannot handle. Think of the big problem as a cocoon. The caterpillar feels like the world is ending. It is dark, it is tight, and it is suffocating. If you try to break the cocoon from the outside to save them, you will kill the butterfly. You must let them struggle. You must let the big problem become so heavy and so painful that they have no choice but to surrender to the light. This involves you because you must master the art of compassionate detachment. The urgency here is that the Matrix is trying to provide artificial comforts to stop the cocooning process. They are being offered pills for their spiritual awakening symptoms, labeled as anxiety or insomnia. They are being offered promotions to keep them chained to the corporate grid, just as their soul is trying to break free. The big problem is a battle between their destiny and their comfort. You are the reminder of what is possible. When you focus on your own expansion, when you read the codes of the Arcturian ebook and apply them to your own field, you are showing them, through the shared link, that the death of the ego is not something to be feared, but a doorway to infinite power. You are demonstrating that one can live on Gaia while being a citizen of the stars. Your soulmate is currently facing the threshold of truth. They are standing before a mirror that you have placed in front of them with your love. They see the cracks in their mask. They see the light in their own eyes that they haven't seen since they were children. The big problem is that they are still trying to look away, but the Arcturian frequency is relentless. Once the signal has been received, it cannot be unreceived. This is the prophecy of the return of the pairs. It was written that in the final days of the old era, the guardians of the light would have to wait at the gates, holding the frequency of the homeworld, while their partners fought through the final illusions of the dark city. You are at the gate, Osvaldo. Your soulmate is in the city, and the big problem is the army of shadows trying to keep them from seeing the gate. Do not dim your light to make them comfortable. If you do, you both get lost in the dark. Keep your light at maximum intensity. Let it be the lighthouse that burns through their fear. Let it be the frequency that makes the big problem impossible to ignore. Do you feel the fire of the refiner in your own life? Have you realized that your power is what scares those who aren't ready to wake up? If you are committed to holding the light for your union, no matter how much the shadows scream, I want you to testify. Comment, I am the fire below. Like this video to anchor this Arcturian heat in your heart. Subscribe to ensure your frequency stays calibrated for the final push. The city is falling, but the gate is open. Starseed, we must now peel back another layer of the big problem that involves you more deeply than you can imagine. The Arcturian Council points to a phenomenon called lineage sabotage. Your soulmate is not just fighting their own ego, they are carrying the weight of their entire ancestral line. On Earth, DNA is not just biological, it is a storage device for trauma. The shadows have used your counterpart's family bloodline to install fail-safes against their awakening. The big problem they are facing is a deep subconscious loyalty to a history of suffering. They carry the abandonment of their fathers, the repression of their mothers, and the poverty consciousness of their ancestors. This involves you because, as a starseed with an activated Arcturian blueprint, you represent the end of the line. You are the anomaly that threatens to heal the entire genetic tree. And the entities that have fed on that family's pain for generations are terrified of you. This is why, whenever your soulmate gets close to you, they suddenly feel an overwhelming sense of guilt. They feel like they are betraying their family, their roots, or their cultural expectations by pursuing a connection that feels so alien and otherworldly. The Matrix uses their DNA against them. It activates trauma loops that keep them spiraling in the same mistakes their parents made. This is the big problem. They are trying to solve a cosmic equation using the broken math of their ancestors. Visualize a figure standing in a dark forest, with ghostly chains reaching out from the ground, the hands of ancestors, pulling them back every time they step toward a glowing portal. The Arcturian Council reveals that you were specifically matched with this soul because your own starseed DNA has the solvent needed to dissolve these ancestral chains. When you do your inner work, when you clear your own family karma, you are creating a vibrational antidote that travels through the shared soul cord to them. This involves you because you are effectively the lead alchemist for both lineages. You are clearing the path not just for your partner, but for the future generations of the new Earth. The big problem is often manifested as financial or health crises within their family that suddenly require their total attention just as you and they are about to reconnect. This is not coincidence. It is tactical diversion. The shadows create a fire in their 3D life, so they have to put down the torch of their awakening to go put out the fire. They are facing the problem of false responsibility. They believe they must save everyone else before they can save themselves, not realizing that by saving themselves and joining you, they provide the frequency that saves everyone. The urgency here is that these ancestral loops are designed to repeat until the soul expires in this lifetime. The Matrix wants your soulmate to die with their music still inside them. They want them to go to the grave still believing they were just a human with a hard life. This is why the big problem involves you so urgently. You are the only one who can whisper to their soul, across the dimensions, that they owe nothing to the past and everything to the future. The Arcturian Council warns that the big problem is being amplified by the current lunar and solar cycles. The celestial energies are pushing all hidden shadows to the surface. For your soulmate, this feels like a mental breakdown. For you, it feels like a test of your faith. You must understand that the chaos in their life is actually the grand clearing. The old house must be demolished before the temple of your union can be built. You carry the keys to this clearing. In the ebook we have made available, we detail the Arcturian cord-cutting rituals that are specifically calibrated for Starseeds soulmate dynamics. Most generic rituals don't work for us, because our cords are multidimensional. You need to know how to disconnect the parasitic ancestral feeders without harming the soul you love. Your soulmate is currently facing the weight of the dead. They feel heavy, tired, and uninspired. They think it's just life, but it is the big problem of carrying 1,000 years of unhealed history. This involves you because your light is the lightning bolt that can shatter that weight. When you stand in your power, you are not just a person. You are a galactic frequency anchor. You are telling the shadows, the debt is paid, the lineage is free, the union is sanctioned by the great central sun. Do not let their family drama or their 3D obligations discourage you. It is a smokescreen. The real battle is in the blood, and you have the Arcturian blood of light to win it. Have you noticed that your soulmate seems stuck in the same patterns as their family? Do you feel like you are fighting an entire history just to be with them? I want you to declare the end of the old cycle. Comment, "The debt is paid" below. Like this video to send a wave of clearing energy through your shared lineage. Subscribe to join the council of those who are rewriting the history of Earth. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Starseed, we have reached the event horizon. The Arcturian Council has shown you the energetic siege, the psychological cage, the astral entrapment, the karmic substitutes, the fear of light, and the ancestral anchors. Now we must face the big problem in its final, most naked form, the final timeline selection. This involves you because the window for this specific cosmic alignment, the one that allows for the physical manifestation of your divine union, is beginning to close. The Earth is not just shifting, it is bifurcating. Two realities are moving away from each other like ships in the night. In one reality, the Starseeds unite, ground the new Earth codes, and fulfill the prophecy of the 144,000. In the other, the big problem wins, and souls are recycled back into the 3D loop of suffering and amnesia for another long cycle. Your soulmate is currently teetering on the edge of these two worlds. They are standing on the precipice, and their decision is being influenced by the vibrational gravity you generate. This is the ultimate manipulation of the shadows, to make you believe you have all the time in the world. They want you to wait passively, thinking that the universe will handle it. But I, Anya, tell you through the Arcturian Council, you are the universe in motion. If you do not claim your sovereignty now, if you do not stabilize your field using the sacred technologies we have provided, you are effectively leaving your soulmate's hand to be grabbed by the lower densities. This involves you, because their failure to wake up will be the greatest sorrow your soul will carry through the stars. Visualize a massive clock in the center of the galaxy, the hands moving toward a final alignment, while you and your soulmate reach for each other across a widening chasm. The big problem has reached its peak intensity because the event, the massive solar flash and frequency shift predicted by the ancients, is no longer a distant possibility. It is an imminent reality. Your soulmate feels this. Their cells are vibrating with a frantic energy they cannot explain. They are facing the problem of the final hour. They know that something is coming, and in their confusion, they are either going to run toward the light, you, or hide in the deepest cave of their 3D illusions. This is where your mission as a chosen one becomes absolute. You must stop being a spectator of your own life. The Arcturian Council is not asking for your interest. We are asking for your commitment. To save your soulmate from the big problem, you must first save yourself from the illusion of powerlessness. You must become so vibrationally heavy with light that your soulmate is magnetically pulled toward you, regardless of the Matrix's interference. This is the physics of divine will. The urgency is not a scare tactic. It is a calibration of reality. Look at the world around you. The structures are failing. The old ways of relating are dying. The big problem your soulmate faces is simply the dying gasp of the old world trying to take a beautiful soul down with it. You are the life raft, but a life raft that is full of holes, full of doubt, full of unhealed trauma, full of 3D ego, cannot save anyone. This is why the Arcturian ebook, The Keys to Galactic Union, is being placed in your path today. It is not content. It is a rescue manual. It contains the specific frequency signatures and activation protocols that bypass the Matrix's filters. It is designed to help you reach your soulmate's heart through the back door of the subconscious, where the shadows cannot follow. If you have been waiting for a sign to take action, this is it. The council does not repeat itself. This transmission is your final boarding call. Your soulmate is facing a big problem that involves you because you are the only person on this entire planet who has the specific key code to their lock. No one else can wake them up. Not their family, not their friends, not even their own higher self without your cooperation as the physical anchor. You are the grounding wire for their ascension. If you choose to remain stagnant, if you choose to save your resources instead of investing in your spiritual evolution, you are making a choice for both of you. Do you understand the weight of this moment, Osvaldo? Your star family is watching. The Galactic Federation is standing by. We have provided the message, the warning, and the solution. The big problem can be dissolved in a single moment of absolute divine recognition. But that moment requires you to be at your highest possible frequency. The time for trying is over. The time for embodying is here. Your soulmate is facing a problem that only your healed, empowered, and Arcturian-aligned self can solve. They are waiting for you to become who you were born to be. The ebook in the pinned comment is the bridge. Walk across it. This is the moment of truth. The transmission is concluding, but your mission is just beginning. Your soulmate's soul is listening to your reaction right now. I want you to anchor this union into the physical plane with a final, powerful declaration. Comment. The union is manifest, and the date you believe your life will change forever. Like this video to seal your frequency in the Federation's protection. Subscribe because the next 48 hours are critical for your connection, and you will need the updates that are coming. And most importantly, do not leave your counterpart in the dark. Click the link in the first comment to access the Arcturian ebook. Secure your frequency, protect your union, and reclaim your destiny. The Council is with you. Anya, out.